Hello Year 12, welcome back. We have a new video here. We're looking at using the cosine rule to find an angle, right? To calculate the size of an angle. Now, this is pretty helpful because if I have a triangle with three sides, all triangles have three sides, I know what you're thinking. No, if I know the value, if I know the length of all three sides of a triangle, I can calculate the angles using the cosine rule. Okay, now be a little bit careful here. We're going to use the formula rearranged in this form, and because it's complicated enough, you get this version of the formula on your formula sheet. Wonderful. Now remember, A and B are the two sides on either side of that included angle C. Okay, so AB and the angle at C are close together. Right, the little lowercase c is that opposite side. Right, it's the side opposite the angle that we're going to be calculating. When you get to the end here, you're not going to get an angle when you type this stuff into your calculator. You're going to get the cos of the angle. So once you've done this, you've got to use the inverse cos. Okay, whenever you're finding the angle, you're going to use that second function trig thing. Okay, now what we're asked to do here, is to find the size of each of these angles. Well, I'm going to say that the cos of A is equal to 7 squared plus 5 squared minus 9 squared. Okay, the neighbouring sides get added, the opposite side gets subtracted, over 2 times 7 by 5. Right, so that means that, let's have a look, all clear, 7 squared plus 5 squared minus 9 squared equals, divide that by, 7 5 is 35, times 2 is 70, divided by 70 equals negative 0.1. That means that A is equal to, come back calculator, we do this second function cos there, second function cos of my previous answer is equal to, let's change this, 95/44. Okay, now it's not a bad idea to write that in there if you can. 95 degrees 44 minutes. Now that I have that, I could pretty easily use the sine rule to find the next side. I could use the cosine rule again, exactly the same way I did this. I could use it to find B perhaps, but let's, do things efficiently. And I'm going to say sine B over 5 is equal to sine 95/44 over 9. That means that sine B is 5 sine 95/44 on 9. Means that B is equal to, thank you calculator, 5 times the sine of 95/44 equals, divided by 9 equals this thing here. So the inverse sine of that to find the angle is 33. B, 33. Of course, if you use the cosine rule, you get the same answer. Whatever you prefer. Now, I think it would be a bad choice from here to use the sine rule, the cosine rule to find this third angle. If you really had a lot of time up your sleeve, you could do it as a check, as a backup. But if I'm pressed for time, there's certainly a lot to be done here, and small amount of space, I can tell you that much. I'm struggling to fit my working in. I would rely on the fact that the sum of these three angles must add up to 180. So 180. Oops. Actually, hang on. Let's just have this for a moment. I'm going to say that C equals 180 minus 95/44 plus 33 equals, okay calculator, 180 minus 95/44 equals minus another 33. don't forget, you got to hit that DMS button at the end. And we get this. Hit it again. Come on, just once. 50, 43. There we go. Find all three angles. Bit of work to be done there. But, you know, it's an easy question to write. There's quite a lot of work to do to get to the answer. Next up, two paths diverge from a point A. First path, B and C. Now, so we've got point A. First one goes 1.25. Next one, 1.4. And they end up quite a distance apart. So that's shorter. I'm going to say that's B, 1.25. And C is a little bit longer, 1.4. And this is 2. The angle at which the two paths diverge, that's this angle here, I'm going to label it as theta. Helps with my working. Now, I know that the cos of theta, we could say, yeah, the cos of A, but anyway, cos of theta there is equal to 1.4 squared plus 1.25 squared minus 2 squared all over 2 by 1.4 by 1.25. Right, that means that theta is equal to the inverse cos of that. Take your calculator, 1.4 squared plus 1.25 squared minus 2 squared equals divided by 2 equals divided by 1.4 equals divided by 1.25. We get this. Now the second function, cos, is equal to 9750. Rightio? Wonderful. Find the size of the largest angle. We've got to use a bit of common sense here. You could find all three of them and then, you know, make the determination which was the largest. You could take a guess. That would not be a good idea, but right, you need to know that the largest angle is opposite the longest side. Right, the smallest angle opposite the smallest side. Now the longest side is 5.7, so this is my largest angle, R. So I know that cos of R is equal to 3.4 squared plus 4.9 squared minus 5.7 squared all over 2 by 3.4 by 4.9. That means, okay, 3.4 squared plus 4.9 squared equals minus 5.7 squared equals divided by 2 divided by 3.4 divided by 4.9. We get this. Now the second function cos of that is 84.42. Rightio? That is using the cosine rule to find an angle. It is, right, frequently a powerful tool here for finding angles. Okay, thanks very much, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in class.